All right, this is Point of Blue, and I am Man Law Man Rodney Blue. And today we're going to talk about the presidential debate. This is the second one. It happened last night, and I wasn't going to touch it. You know, we all form our own opinions about who we like, who we don't like, what we see, what we don't see. But the way the Republican Party has come out and just began to bash Barack Obama, it's just ridiculous. And we're going to talk about some of the things that the Republicans don't really want to talk about. Right now, John McCain has a soundbite that's making its way around the media circles where he talks about how Barack Obama insinuates that he's not being truthful. He assures us that he is being truthful, and if he needed help in being truthful, he wouldn't get it from a Chicago politician. Wonder how Chicago feels about that. You know, this is the same party that laughed mockingly at community organizers. The people that actually do the grassroots work within our communities, the people that actually mobilize individuals into something more than just individuals. Now, I'm not about to overplay it and say it's like being the president, just like I wouldn't overplay being the mayor of a really small town or the governor of a state whose population isn't that big anyway. I wouldn't do that, but some people would. You know, but forget all that. Let's go ahead and get to the issues. Now, someone ought to give McCain some hints on being truthful because he hasn't been. Is invading Iran something to joke about? Why be in a country 100 years when they had nothing to do with 9/11 to begin with? Now, you may be saying, well, Blue, what are you talking about? Well, I'll tell you what I'm talking about. McCain said he'd see us being in this war for 100 years. Now, the Republican apologist, or the McCain apologist, I should say, because even Republicans don't like this ticket, but they got to go along with it because they believe in their side winning more than doing what's right for America. So because they want their side to win, they'll go ahead and they'll back Palin. They'll go ahead and back McCain. But let's go ahead and look at this. Now, the Republican or McCain apologist will tell you that when McCain said, let's go bomb Iran, that he was only kidding. He was joking around. Is that something to joke around with? Is that the way you want your leader of this country to be perceived by other nations? That he'll sit up and joke about civilian death and destruction? Now, he claims he knows so much about war. Does he actually know what's going on with those people? And if he did, why would he joke about that, about something like that, especially in this volatile situation when people are calling Ahmadinejad a madman and that he's insane and all these sorts of things? Why would you poke a bear in the stick like that? You know, or a dog with a stick, or whatever you want to relate something that could turn around and bite you. Why would you want to do that? Why would you disrespect a country, a man, a people, a civilization, a culture? Jokingly referring to bombing them. That's not a joke, and there's nothing to joke about. But he would. Okay, let's talk about 100 years in Iraq. Now, the McCain apologists, again, especially those on News 1080, I think that's KRLD in Dallas, especially there. Let's go ahead and talk about that. 100 years. Now, their rebuttal is, well, what about Germany? You know, we've been in Germany a whole bunch of years and all that stuff. And I say, well, he's talking about more in a war situation. Where they play a soundbite saying, well, he's not talking about in a war situation. He's talking about more as a support. Just about as long as you're going to be in Iraq, it's going to be some kind of war because they don't want us there to begin with. Now, with Germany, we had a couple of things in common. We had to prove to them, well, the people that ran America had some things in common with the people that ran Germany. You know, I mean, in the final analysis, they are European, and they do seek to work with each other. I've been to Germany, and it is absolutely beautiful. I'm talking about the majestic, old-style castles and museums and everything. It's beautiful. Now, remember, America had torn all that up. Well, the war had torn all that up, but America financed rebuilding Germany. So, yeah, they got a friend. Sure, they got a friend, but nobody ever forget what really happened. I mean, we're cool with Japan, but you think they're ever going to forget about Hiroshima and Nagasaki? You know what I normally call it. But anyway, do you really think that they ever forget about that? So anyway, he's saying that it's just like Germany or anywhere else. We just have a post there. Why should we have any kind of presence in Iraq for 100 years when they had nothing to do with 9/11 to begin with? When we never should have invaded that country to begin with? When we never should have initiated regime change there without investigating regime change here in the first place. But anyway, so here he is joking about bombing Iran, and here he is saying that we ought to be in Iraq for 100 years under any capacity. It's absolutely crazy. But see, that's how you get the big bucks. You keep that military mobilized, and you get the money rolling in. You get a blank check. You know, you get all sorts of things. And then when things get really too bad for your other cronies, Mr. Keaton 5, then you work out some kind of bailout situation where those guys can still get whatever they want, basically. You know, one of the things that bothers me about this situation is that so much of it is blamed on the common person for getting homes they can't afford. And that's just simply not true. First of all, you got predatory lending, which is looking for people to take advantage of. You got people where they've hidden certain things inside that contract where they'll go from paying $950 a month, you know, a median price for a home, and then after 6 or 8 months, the price jumps to $2,500 a month. Now, that's going to put anybody in a bind, and those sort of things shouldn't have happened. But those things had to happen, I guess, because you got bank officials giving themselves $18 million bonuses after only being on the job for 3 weeks. You know, I mean, those things actually happen. And as a result, WAMU, you know, and then these different banks start going under, start having these problems, and then they turn around and try to blame the American people? It's not the American people's fault that this situation is what it is. It's because people like John McCain wanted deregulation. People like John McCain wanted bank officials to be able to make as much money as they could. And whose money were they playing with? Ours. My money and your money. Our little bitty money combined presents an opportunity for bank officials to steal $18 million after being on the job for 3 weeks. I mean, there are numbers out there about this happening all over the place in all different types of astronomical amounts of money that you or I would never see in a lifetime, but that these bank officials were giving themselves. So, you know, I don't take that. I don't buy that blaming American people. You know, another thing John McCain did the other night, he told a black dude, you know, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Now, you probably never heard of them. Man, I'm at a presidential debate. What do you mean I've never heard of them? How dare you talk down to me like that? But see, I guess that's the type of generation we deal with. And that's probably the reason why McCain refers to Obama as this one over here. Wonder what he really wants to call him. You know, it's kind of sad when you look at it that we have people like that running for office and that just may win. You know, look, there is no doubt in my mind this one way or another, John McCain's going to walk away with this election. Him and Sarah Palin. And it's absolutely wrong, but I believe it's going to happen. Let's talk about Sarah Palin a little bit. She came to Dallas recently and was, in the newspaper says, she was welcomed so heartily. Dallas really supports Palin, and they gave her a lot of money. And I was surprised to see Dallas support Sarah Palin so hard. That's like the mayor of Seagoville getting put on the presidential ballot at the last minute with an out-of-wedlock pregnant daughter, a self-professed redneck as a baby's daddy, participating in only one debate and not cooperating with an ongoing investigation concerning her abuse of power. Now couple that with a guy whose claim to fame is that he was caught by the enemy. Gomer Pyle could get caught by the enemy. That doesn't show good decision-making or leadership skills. Not to mention his involvement with the Keating Five. No wonder he was all over the financial crisis. That's his M.O. Go get your boys some more money, John. That's what this thing is really about. And he's the wrong guy to try to fix it. Oh, he'll fix it all right. He'll fix it for his friends. He won't fix it for us. And we got to think about those things because don't forget, they drug Obama through the mud because of his preacher. Now, Obama has no control over his preacher. He goes there and hears a word. But you want to get offended with me if I say something about Sarah Palin's out-of-wedlock pregnant daughter. Well, you would think that she'd have more control over her daughter than Obama would have over his preacher, so it ought to all be fair game. Sarah Palin is in bed with big oil like you wouldn't believe. But let's stop talking about Sarah. Let's get back to John McCain. Now, I don't hear John McCain talking about saving jobs, but how could he? He's the beneficiary of a wife who sold a national institution in the company called Budweiser to foreign ownership for billions of dollars. Because that's what's important in America now, capitalism over patriotism. Now, Bush wanted to sell the security of our ports to a Middle Eastern company. So why should I be surprised about McCain, his wife, Palin, or any of that when they ringleader? It's just funny to imagine George Bush leading anything, and he's actually led this country for 8 years, and it's probably the reason why we're in the shape we're in.